Tonight, it's Madden NFL football. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
On the return.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. With a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job,
Griffin's pass.
QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Out of the gun, Griffin, and that is incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
And 10 yards to go.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. So now it's the Packers' turn to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love. Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
At the 48-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 58 yards, and a score.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going, runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. Love. That's complete to John Ross. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Love from the gun. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
It's a gain of 3, and it gets them to first. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Love now. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross.
Offense.
Come on, Nat.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Operating from the gun, Love. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
He sets up the screen to Jones. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
The score, Packers 3, Panthers 0.
So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Griffin. He's got Burton here. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They go play action with Griffin. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's more. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 42.
A gain of 15.
It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Throwing again, Griffin. Griffin. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
First down, Carolina.
Once again, Griffin. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore.
Griffin's pass.
7 yards, the pickup there. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
First and goal.
Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
Again, McCaffrey. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
McCaffrey. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Okay, so you just took the big loss. Now what are you doing on 4th down?
Well, we have a change of plans now is what we have, because I think they were looking at the play sheet, trying to dial something up to go for it on 4th down. But after that loss, that goes right out the window. Now you have to kick the field goal and hope to come back down the next time and score.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he powers his way up past the 30.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. And they face a 3rd down, 3rd and 3. And Adams has it, complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Love now to pass on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Again, he was looking for Devontae Adams, but it's going to be second down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 34-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34-yard
line.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And not much running room. Down to the 32. It's the former Packer linebacker, Blake Martinez, with the tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the gun, Love. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Love. And that will be incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There's pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
A 49-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
Makes the score Packers 6.
So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front in a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Open man is Samuel, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Panthers.
From the shotgun, Griffin. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
First down, Carolina.
Operating from the gun, Griffin. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34, 30, 10, and into the end zone. It's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. Really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Cordero Patterson on the return. The Panthers take over first and 10.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick-6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
The Panthers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Griffin, and he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
A 40-yard punt, given 3 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. He'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Aaron Jones.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
We're on Green Bay.
The defense was dialed into the pass. They overlooked the draw play.
And how often do we talk about the oldies are still goodies? Because that draw play comes straight from Coach Paul Brown's playbook, going all the way back to the original Cleveland Browns.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Panthers.
Operating from the gun, Love, and that's complete to Jesse James. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
A gain of a yard.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
On the counter, here's Jones. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
It's 3rd down and 6.
From the gun, Love. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Give the sack to Blake Martinez.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
By Brian Burns.
Brian Burns. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard
Carolina
line.
getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
That's to McCaffrey, complete. Not much there, only a yard.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Griffin's pass.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. To throw again is Griffin. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Operating from the gun, Love. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. taken at about the 36. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now, first and 10.
44-yard line.
Out of the gun, Griffin. This one into the hands of Burton. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. To throw again on second down, Griffin. Packer pressure, and down he goes. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
12 yards.
So we reach halftime. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Packers 20. Panthers 3.
So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Taken down at the 41. That's a gain of 5. Brings up third and 3.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
That's good for a Green Bay Packer.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Adams.
Complete to
facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Brings up second and 2 at the 45.
This is Jones. And he's going to be met at about the 43.
Aaron Jones on the
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
Brings up third down.
They'll go again to Jones. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I think they like this drive a little bit better than partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Working out of the gun, Love. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Incomplete. It leads to second and 10.
On second down, it's Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with third and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the fourth down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they wanted to do.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Love from the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
No!
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, Love. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
3rd down.
They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Love. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
It's good. Makes the score Packers 23, Panthers 3.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark, his 2nd sack of the night. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Griffin. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Ross on the return. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
Jordan Love in this offense, ready to get the football back.
So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the gun,
Love. He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
they'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
7 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
A gain of a
Only
yard.
a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. Operating from the gun, Love. He's got a man. It's Williams.
And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
From the gun, Love. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on
It's a pickup
first.
of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
To the air again, Love. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Jeremy Chin on the coverage.
Going back to Love. And he's got it. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jace Sternberger, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. He's definitely making his mark early in the year from the tight end position. 2 games played, 2 touchdowns.
And from what I've seen on tape so far this year, his ability to use the fakes well, his body in the red zone, they should continue to look his way through the entire season.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Cordero Patterson on the return. The Panthers take over 1st and 10.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. From the gun, it's Griffin. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard
Throwing again.
line.
Griffin. That's going to be caught by Samuel. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The Panthers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Griffin will throw again. And that's knocked away and incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Griffin. Taking a shot for Samuel. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Now Jones. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. It's the former Packer linebacker, Blake Martinez, with the tackle. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Again, it's Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 3rd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Love. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And they'll get him down right about the 20.
On the carry.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
On the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 20-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 12-yard line.
Love now on 2nd down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Brian Burns able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Makes the score, Packers 33. Panthers 3.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10. At their own
the Carolina offense about ready to go. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
From the gun, Griffin. Over the middle, complete to Samuel.
Griffin's pass.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
They're going on 4th down. It's Griffin. He's got his tight end, Burton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Once again, Griffin. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
12. 1st down, Carolina.
Throwing again, Griffin. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
And a Panther 1st down.
I can't believe they even let you play. I go. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. I'm coming. I'm coming.
From the shotgun, Griffin. To the right side, and he's got more complete. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
2nd and 2 at the Packers' 21-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Griffin. A good throw here, finding Pascal. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They go play action with Griffin. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Darnell Savage. Griffin's pass.
The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Aaron Jones.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nitor Gross-Matos. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Here we go, set. Red 38. Alert.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. Excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
56 to Mike. 56 is to Mike.
On first down, Griffin. That's into the hands of Pascal. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Looking to throw again on second down. Griffin. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
It's 3rd down.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you said baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Packers, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.